Welcome back to the Hunt Club podcast. Today we have a product briefing with our very own Garrod from the product management team. Garrod, do you want to say hello to our audience?
Everyone, nice to meet you.
Amazing. So we are going to be talking about an enhancement to one of our really great features called attack graphs. And this enhancement is called Probable Owner. And we're going to talk a little bit about it, and then we're going to do a demo, which is going to be really fun. So Harold, what is probable owner? What is it trying to achieve here?
Of course. So every machine in the world has an owner, somebody sitting in a chair that if you have questions about a host, a machine you find, you can go and ask them about things.
Mm.
Generally, every company has a configuration store that says, well, this person is the owner for this device, but frequently this owner may not be actually maintained. It may be an ex-employee, or it could be something along those lines. Vectra's active network analysis places us in the enviable position of being able to guess or analyze every traffic that we're seeing and say who the probable owner of a system is, based on not just, who maybe has like whatever the configuration is, but who's actively logging in. So effectively, we're able to go in and say, here's what we're seeing, here's who we have seen using this device most often. Um, that's it. So
Awesome. Yeah.
obviously, as you go in and look at the host, the question is, well, I might need to do some investigation here. I want to see, well, if the host has been popped or there's something happening and credentials are available on that host, then it's very likely that the owner might also be at risk.
Yeah. Yeah.
We've created that link such that when you go in, you can see the probable owner of this account. Has anything happened there? Are they prioritized? Is this potential incident actually a broader campaign? And do I need to consider the owner of the account as well?
I see. Is there an AI component on understanding the owner of the device? Or like is Vectra doing some sort of AI? Okay, yeah, I'm seeing you nodding your head. Can you explain
100%.
that a little bit?
Yeah, of course. So effectively, the question becomes, if many people are using a device, how would you decide who the probable owner is? The
Yeah.
elements of it are based on analyzing access patterns and being able, we effectively have a machine learning model which says, given what we're seeing on this device and given what we're seeing on the network, who do we believe is most likely the owner for a given device? It's um, relatively complex machine learning model that's based
Mm,
on that static analysis and pattern recognition. It's
yeah.
very useful and it allows us to do a lot of analyses underlying in the project as well. And it does power some of our detection logic. But fundamentally, the visibility is not just who's configured, but we're showing you this is the person who we believe is the probable owner for a device. It means you
Absolutely.
know where you go to.
Yeah. And so you also mentioned what this sort of means for security teams too, but can you talk about what this enables them to do in terms of like investigations, understanding what's going on in environment?
Course. So as you go in and you look at any event, the obvious question, well, there's two axes. One is, well, what is actually happening there? What's the potential scope of this attack?
Mhm.
The with the increased view or attacker methodology around compromising identities, and especially now that identities are the new point of entry, the attack surface for any cloud or SaaS infrastructure you have, anything hosted in SharePoint, that's all accessed through that identity.
Mhm.
So host being compromised, if that leads to token theft um, against the account, that's actually a huge issue. So
Mhm.
being able to connect the dots and understand this is what we're seeing completely means that you get faster time to respond. You get better visibility into what's happening. You're more confident that you know this is what's happening. And
Mhm.
it means you respond with confidence, context, and speed.
Yeah. Yeah, absolutely. So giving security teams the entire image of what's going on within this graph and within attack graphs and like giving all that context that's needed. Okay. Awesome. Yeah, let's see how it looks like in action here. I'm gonna give you the
Of course.
screen here.
Yeah. So, I mean, fundamentally, this is an example of a device or a host which has had a number of potentially suspicious activities happening. We see a hidden HBS tunnel to a suspicious domain. We see three different examples of recon activity, followed by lateral movement, including suspicious remote execution. They're obviously gearing up for impact. If I have questions about this service, I'm going to want to figure out one, well, if this host is compromised, is any other account, or is the account associated compromised? And two is, if I need to say lock this out, or I'm worried about what exactly this host does, I need to know who to talk to. We can
Mm,
see really easily the probable owner of this device is the marketing service account. I'm able to
mm,
easily see, are there any detections linked to this account? I can
mm,
click it and see exactly what's happening. It's all really straightforward and immediately visible to me. Fortunately, in this case, there's no linked account detections. It seems like
mm,
this service account is safe. I don't need to worry about that next step, but that visibility gives me exactly the details I need.
mhm. How do we configure that? Is it connected to Azure, or, like, how do we know what's going on in the background?
Of course. So there's no configuration required on the customer side. Our AI is analyzing the network traffic that we're seeing around the hosts, and based on Kerberos and TLM activity, we're able to actually see where the logins are coming from. So as long as if the user logs in from this host through Kerberos to any service, we see that visibility, and that's what we use. No configuration required. As we click into this host, what we might see sometimes is we could actually see if this account is active across Entra ID, Azure, AWS. This being a service account, we wouldn't expect this to be. We can
Mm,
see that was active on the host that we just came from, but it's very simple, and we know it's expected of service accounts, especially not to be too wide a scope. But the fundamental thing here is if there is activity in other accounts, if it were
right.
compromised, if suddenly it started logging in and using Azure, we get that visibility immediately with our
Yep,
modern net visibility.
yep. I'm seeing it's just linking everything together,
Exactly.
to paint, like, a clearer picture for everyone.
Exactly.
Awesome.
If an attacker finds credentials on a host, they're not going to just say, "Oh well, I'm just going to stick to the host. I'm not going to bother with that account." They'll never
Right.
do. Obviously, they'll go in and they'll look to use that account to get to impact faster, to migrate
Yep,
to the cloud if they need to.
exactly. Amazing. Okay. Alright. I'm gonna steal this game back from you. Okay. Any last thoughts, Garrett? I think this is a really cool enhancement to our attack graphs. Just makes the whole image of the modern attack easier to digest for security teams, and just makes it a lot, faster investigations, more context. But any last thoughts that you have about this?
Yep. Vectra is trying to make it as easy as possible for customers to find the insights they need to get to answers faster, to be able to respond as quickly as possible to alerts, and to make sure
Mhm,
that when they're looking at an alert, that they understand exactly what's happening. Our
mhm,
attack graph is specifically designed to make this as easy as possible, focusing on what there is, but all making sure you focus only on what matters. And that probable owner link is a really high fidelity way for us to give that information.
absolutely. Amazing. All right. Thank you so much for your time, Gerald. Audience, what do you think about this new enhancement? Are you excited? Excited to try it out within a product? Please let us know in your comments, and we'll see you next time. Thank you all so much. Okay, bye bye.